Alright, let's get these open. First one is, I'm pretty sure I didn't have this, but then again, I didn't remember I had that other Macross thing that's actually just up there on the box, so I think I'm not going to try. If I tried cutting that, that'd be a little risky. Like, risk a chance of hurting myself. We're not going to do that on this thing. Play it careful. I'm pretty sure I didn't have that already. I've got 2 more packages here. But, you know, the big box gets open first. Yeah, okay. Not all of this is anime. So we do have Sonic the Hedgehog 3. This is DVD version. I do have I think a Blu-ray 4K version shipping, so that's actually probably going to be most of next week. Yeah, we'll just have to see what next week even brings. Oh yes, and this one is Hentai. Yeah, one that I actually have had on DVD before, but well, first of all, Blu-ray's shipping, so spoiler alert, that's next week. But I guess the idea here is, you know, this all looks familiar. I'm just I think the DVD version I have, I question if they're all legitimate or not. Like, Volume 1 and Volume 2 seem to have different packaging. And I'm pretty sure this is anime. This is the sequel to a different Batman Ninja, which I think I watched. That's a weird month. But let's see. But yeah, I didn't know if they were legitimate, and so getting that, you know, that's a more recent release. Now that guarantees that I have something definitely legitimate if the older one wasn't. Look at that, there's some plastic being a little shit. If y'all haven't watched Dungeon Soup's videos, I would suggest you do. They are quite funny. And I am not getting at that. Oh look, there's a digital movie code. You know, I never do hide those things. I also never redeem them. I don't think there's anything to really show in here. It's just a basic on the inside. Huh. And then here's the DVD version. Let's see. Let's go look at the back of the Blu-ray version real quick. See if I can discern any useful information from this. Main feature. Come on, camera, focus. English, Japanese, and Spanish. Subtitles. English, French, and Spanish. I didn't see it say if it's region A or anything only, so. Well, here's the DVD version. Yeah, nice and straightforward. Then last but not least, we have Macross Zero, which is regions A and B. Special features. That makes me think it's actually like a European release, but it is region A as well. I'm not entirely sure, but I do know that as long as it says region A on the back, I can get it. Actually, I'm not going to go too far away with that. Let's see if well, let me walk around over here and pick up that poster that just fell. Why don't we take a look at that first since I'm holding it? It's a little more sturdily folded than what normally comes in DVD releases, at least. It's actually kind of a neat picture. Nothing in the back. I'll put that up there. And let's... that seems a little domineering. I don't know. You know, I've never played Xeno Chronicles, but it kind of reminds me of it. Mostly from the Super Smash Brothers stages. Sort of stuff, but... And that's probably just me being a bit silly, but... I don't know. You know, let's see. I see a lot of... Okay, there we go. Now some mecha designs and some craft designs. That's a lot of words. Some pictures stuff. Pretty cool. Okay, yeah, these are not in plastic. They're just there for us to take a look at, and this is more of them. Yeah, they're postcards. They're kind of big for postcards. I'm not sure if it's obvious on camera or not. Overall neat. And then let's see, can I get all of these in there? Because I can, can this fit in there? It looks like that's a yes. Alright, well, it's a strange release, but here's this week's Physical Anime Collection update. Well, let's see. To begin with my Friday friend, we started watching Solo Leveling. We're only in season 1, and we've only watched the first 3 episodes. Obviously, I've seen it before, so it's a rewatch for me. Normally, this is a good opportunity for me to gauge the dub with the sub, because he does like to multitask while watching stuff, and so he tends to prefer the dub. I guess the trick here is, like, I experimented with the dub a little bit, and I think maybe I talked about this on camera before, but, I suspect most of the dub is probably perfectly fine. So, like, what I did was, when I experimented with it, I watched one of my more favorite episodes from the second season, which, you know, is already kind of dangerous in terms of, oh, well, will you give it... Because if it's your favorite episode, then it probably has some of your favorite moments, and that is true. But I think there's something to be said about the spectacularness of that episode based on a voice... For a character that was, I mean, I guess he got a few lines in the previous episode, but he was only in, like, 1 1/4 episode, right? And since he wasn't there for the last quarter of that episode, maybe you could say just 1 episode. But it was good. It was... Whoever voiced him, you know, I think they were quite spectacular. And I was really quite surprised when I listened to the English dub version of that, and it's just like, it didn't compare that one character. And that says a lot because, you know, I thought the main character would probably be fine based on the way the main character sounded like in that episode, and the other randoms, sure, fine. But that's what made it hard for me to say. I'm not quite sure what to say, because just 1 episode, maybe that's fine. Maybe there's other voices that are off, and maybe that's all fine and dandy. But we went ahead and started it subtitled. So I'm not sure if I'm going to have a whole lot more to say, especially since, you know, as a part of watching, it's like, oh, wait, it was actually a little fast-forwarded. Because, you know, Crunchyroll remembers where you were when you last watched it. And while sometimes I can look at the front page and tell because it... I don't know. Because I go back to Japanese with English subtitles, it always doesn't show my progress on that side. It only shows my progress on the dub side. Which basically meant that there was an excuse to flip through it and, you know, rewatch all my favorite moments from the 2 seasons. with definitely me still thinking that season 2 was definitely great. Season 1 was good with great moments, though. Like, that's still my overall feeling of having gone through all of it. And then we'll see what my friend has to say. We don't have anything yet. Let's see, we have the beginning after the end, episode 3. This is the 3-episode point where we have to make judge. It does feel like it's kind of hard to tell for certain what the show long-term is going to be, but I do have to say that I've liked everything it's done so far. But again, one of the things that's nice about it is it really does feel like an interesting personal experience for the main character. And I think episode 3 kind of really gave that to us and set stuff up such that, okay, well, it'll be interesting to see what happens, because they introduced a character in the episode that's quite touching, I would say. So overall, it's just been a touching 3 episodes. I think off to a good start, but really hard to tell what it's going to be like watching all of it. So, we also have Two Perfect Saint episode 3. I'm blanking right now if I know. I mean, I think they've set up something that sounds like a notable conflict that you could almost think would be a long-term goal of the show, but it also sort of feels like the way it's been set up, it feels like it'll resolve well before 12 episodes, 10 episodes, whatever they would do. So I'm not sure what to make of it. It's entertaining enough. Kind of does give some elements to look forward to, I think. I'm trying to think if I have anything else to think about. Brilliant Healer's New Life in the Shadows, episode 3. I guess the personality of the harem just feels a little convenient. Like, I kind of like what the main character did and approached, the way he approached some things. And the setup, oh, this is episode 3, so I need to make a judgment. That's hard to tell, because there are some interesting elements at play, but it's like, oh, well, I guess they're sending another girl at him, I guess. We'll have to see if she's just going to become another member of his harem, because you can't put girls anywhere near your main characters like that. It's, I don't know. Mix of stuff. Who knows how much I remember all this stuff. Tigonia, episode 2. It was definitely strange. I guess off to an okay start. This episode, I think, spent a bit more time kind of exploring the world more than you might think. I do feel like we learned a couple things about it, and now, I guess I'm not quite sure what they're planning to do. I'm blanking on stuff. Maybe I just don't have much to say. I thought it was okay. Apothecary Diary, Season 2, Episode 37. I think my only complaint is that having binge-watched to catch up to this moment, I wish I was binge-watching the rest of it. It'd be really easy to lose yourself in this show. It's a nice show. And I think it was a nice episode. I ended up not watching Killing Slime Season 2 Episode 3. It's tab's still open. It's not necessarily done, but I guess I just didn't have the energy to try to do it. That, and obviously I was fast forwarding through all of the solo leveling stuff. Old Country Bumpkin the Master Swordsman Episode 3. I think the fight that happened in this one was neat. I'm not sure what to think about the whole thing, because it does feel like it's spending a lot of time, I guess, spending a lot of time just kind of keeping him there as an instructor, I suppose. Like, I thought some of the goal was to try and, I guess, make him make a name for himself in the world, and he kind of sort of is. Yeah, I guess I don't know what to make of the show. You know, it hasn't felt bad. There's just something strange about the pacing, I suppose. Unreal Atelier Master, Episode 4. It says master. It should say meister. Entertaining enough, I suppose. I don't know if I've got any strong opinions one way or the other. The Gorilla Gods Go-To Girl, episode 3. This is in episode 3, so let's see. It feels okay. Maybe not like great per se, like everybody should go for it. It's definitely, a little shoujo-ish, but I feel like it's playing all of its cards pretty well. The guys, the interactions, her interactions. She's a little bit, goes along with the flow of things, sort of, but I feel like she's well designed in that way that you can kind of tell she's choosing to because that's her personality, as opposed to the show's like, oh, well, let's just make her a blank slate that just moves from platform A to platform B. So I think as far as shoujos go, it's it's fine, pretty good. They use the primary element a couple times. We want to see her accidentally break things with her gorilla god girl strength, and they gave us a couple of that, and it led into other things that they were doing. And it as an element isn't just like, now that we've used it to set her up so that she's here, let's just have her sit around and do nothing and guys. No, I think it's still mixed in there enough where it's not like an exciting thing, but it's also just kind of there. Like it's just part of their world, and it sets things up well, I guess. I skipped episode 3 of Yandere Dark Elf. We'll have to see if I'll watch that or not. A new show did start. That's Shirohio, reincarnated as a neglected noble, raising my baby brother with memories from my past life. 2 episodes came out, and I managed to watch them both. Like, I only watched one yesterday. They both came out yesterday. And then today, it was, I have the energy to try to do this, and I went ahead and watched both of them. I managed to watch the other one here today. And it's interesting. It's weird. So, like, one of the really weird things is, I guess he's supposed to be, did it say? No, it said the neglected noble, and that really came to head here in episode 2, and it felt like, yes, I would call it that, and it was enjoyable, but he's also... Did they describe it like that? Well, he's supposed to be a chubby noble kid, but he definitely feels weirdly designed. Like, I think part of it is that the way his face is designed is kind of normal child poofiness, but his body is built like he's wearing a fucking fat suit. It's weird. But I guess we'll just have to see where it goes, because outside of that, it's doing entertaining little things. Nothing that's like, oh yes, you have to absolutely have to watch this. But I do feel like episode 2 felt like slightly heartfelt moments in it, and I would have liked to see episode 3 after what happened at the end. So, strange show, interesting. And then Sword of the Demon Hunter, episode 4, which it's interesting because I think it's both showing us how it's not episode of the week entirely. There's still something building there. And it's hard to really tell y'all what that is because I'm not sure if I can say it without saying stuff that may be spoiler, but it definitely has that pacing. I think the resolution that happened in this episode was a little lackluster, I guess. I don't know how to talk about it too much without spoiling what actually happened. But there's something about it that's like, I guess the intriguing moments to it, but for some reason it didn't hit like I would want it to. But I'd still say it was good. Yeah, weird stuff. Anyways, I can't think of anything else I would really comment about. Yeah, this coming week we'll have to see what all shows up. I didn't think there was even any anime for me to pre-order, which is weird because I think over the Christmas break there was always anime to pre-order. But I do still have 2 packages coming in. One doesn't have anime. Hopefully it shows up in time. It's a limited run games thing. Intriguing, yes. And if it shows up in time, that's definitely going to be probably the star of next week. Because, like I said, I don't think the other stuff is anime, and I might not have anything. If I really feel like my options are slim to nothing, we'll find something else. Maybe I'll talk about boba tea or something like that. Things to think about. Y'all, have a nice week.